Hi everybody, Robert Dyer, and welcome to the Robert Dyer channel, where tonight I have another very special review. And this is a product I heard about a few months ago, and now it is out and I managed to find it. Holy smokers, Coca-Cola energy drink. This is kind of like when McDonald's does something with the Big Mac, which is hardly ever. And so when you make an energy drink out of regular Coca-Cola, the original formula, that's a pretty big deal. They usually don't mess with the original formula. 114 milligrams of caffeine is what you're getting in this. 140 calories. 38 grams of sugar, which is not bad in the world of sodas, I guess, but then again, it is a very small can. I just want to get a close-up on the packaging. There isn't much to write home about on here. You just have the energy, the Coke logo, ingredients, and then this sort of an energetic pattern. I was glad to see Kansas City win the Super Bowl. There were two members of the team that are alumni of my high school. I'm sure it was part of their secret of success, but also the great state of Missouri, a great city, Kansas City. So I think that was the best outcome. And remember, if you look down below the video screen here to the merchandise on the page, if you get any merchandise, shirt, phone case, anything, send me or tag me in a photo. You don't have to be wearing it, but just show me that you got it, that you bought something, and I'll give you a shout out here on the channel. Now let's get to the drink. See if we can open this up without blowing up the whole studio here. There she blows. The aroma, well, it's a little bit different from... That's obviously one of the big questions I have, is would they make an energy drink that just tastes like regular old-fashioned Coca-Cola? It's got this sort of a, like a, you know, when you rip the peel off an orange and a mist comes out. It's that kind of aroma on top of a Coca-Cola aroma. Now let's go ahead and pour some of this out. It looks like Coca-Cola. But it definitely smells different. I don't know if that's the guarana aroma. I've never smelled guarana. I don't know what the hell it is. Let's go ahead and see how it tastes. Well, it definitely tastes a little different from Coca-Cola, so it does not seem to be just a energized Coca-Cola original formula. It's almost like a little element of licorice to it. I don't know about that. It's definitely not just a sweet soda type flavor. It's almost, you can tell it's almost like a I don't want to say a medicinal element, but you can tell that it means more business than a regular soft drink. Let's pour a little bit more in here. Quickly dissipating head of foam on there. It is a little bit, especially for a tightly sealed can form like this, it's definitely lower carbonation than a regular Coca-Cola you pop open. I will say it is pretty refreshing. It seems like something you could guzzle down if you were thirsty. But it's not, compared to something like cherry Coke or vanilla Coke, which I like quite a bit, or the recent orange Coke, the flavor is not quite as refreshing and not quite as, it's just not as sweet and enjoyable.
Bob, I just experienced a real-life horror movie in your basement. I sheepishly admit that I went into your game room without permission to play the Bram Stoker's Dracula pinball machine. I had just finished shooting werewolves on the blood-red dot matrix display when I noticed that Dracula's coffin was twitching on the table of the pinball machine. I thought maybe a small varmint had crawled inside, so I opened the table and lifted up Dracula's coffin to find a small man inside, with ghoulish music and the digitized voice of Gary Oldman ringing in my ears. I realized this man was the Match Game's Gene Rayburn. He said, "Don't shoot the werewolves until you see the whites of their blanks." When I asked him how he ended up in Dracula's coffin, he said, "Horrible Hank was so weird." "How weird was he?" I asked. "Horrible Hank was so weird that after the final Match Game Hollywood Squares hour, he bit me in the blank backstage. The last thing I remember is Jim J. Bullock and the black guy who makes the noises in Police Academy crouching over me. And then I woke up in this coffin. Now that you've freed me, I can finally pursue my goal of world domination," he said as he jumped over the side of the table. I quickly grabbed the McCormick California garlic powder from your popcorn powders and sprinkled it on him. He turned into a red devil fireball, like one of those fireworks that's illegal here in Montgomery County, and vanished with an anguished scream. Thanks to my quick thinking, he's back in the Gene Rayburn mausoleum and gift shop where he belongs. And that's what happens when you blank with the Robert Dyer cult's plan for world domination.
Well, that's kind of weird. It was actually the last sip that I took, it almost tasted like Dr. Pepper. It's almost heresy for Coca-Cola to have something that tastes a little bit like Dr. Pepper. But I think a lot of the selling points that I imagined in my mind that were creating the excitement about this product when I first heard about it have largely been shot down by the finished product. First of all, I was thinking about this is going to be a Coca-Cola that gives you energy. So let's say you like Coca-Cola, as I do, and you need an energy boost, and you say, here I get 2 for 1. I enjoy the flavor of Coke formula and I get the energy. But this is not delivering the classic original formula flavor. Second of all, I thought perhaps this, because when they talk about guarana and B vitamins, they're definitely trying to give you a health element to this, whether it's healthy or not. And so that would seem to be a natural point to then say, well, we're also going to use real sugar in this instead of high fructose corn syrup. And I was thinking they'll have original Coke and the real sugar. Maybe we'll get a real taste of the old days of Coca-Cola here. Unfortunately, when I look at the ingredients, once again they're using high fructose corn syrup. I'm greatly disappointed on all of those fronts, and I think that even the finished product is not as irresistible or addictive as it could have been in terms of the flavor. It's a flavor that means business. It gives you a sense that you've got a serious product on your hands as opposed to just a soft drink. But is that necessarily going to compete with all the wonderful energy drink flavors out there? Now there are other flavors of this, a few, and I will be trying those in the coming weeks, including I very much look forward to cherry flavor because I love cherry Coke. However, the way this diverged from the original formula taste, I now don't know really what to expect on the cherry version. So for this, it went from being what I think could have been a 5-star product with Coca-Cola flavor and real sugar, the real old formula, to being just a pleasant tasting energy drink. You know it's going to be pretty good quality coming from this company as opposed to Joe Blow's energy drink. I mean, that's somewhat more confidence inspiring. I look at some of these things like the Bang, I think it's called, and I wanted to get that Miami Vice Cola, whatever they call it, and it has all these things on the back that says about you're going to have a heart attack if you drink this, and I'm just going to put it back on the shelf. So, you know, you're dealing with a reputable international company, Monsanto approved, and so I'm going to say that I was somewhat disappointed here on many fronts, and so what you end up with is a satisfactory beverage from a company you know. It tastes pretty good, but it doesn't taste as good as it could have, and certainly not original formula flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a satisfactory 3 stars out of 5. It's certainly worth trying. If you get a whole lot of energy drinks, you want to try this one. But if you were thinking about getting original Coke flavor with an energy boost, that's not happening with this particular drink. So I hope you like this video. Share it with your friends. Please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.